What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? The Minnesota fans was upset we didn't show them any love in the game 2 game. Why? I have no idea. But anyway, here we go. As the ball was tipped up. Now they put Love Child Jackson Davis into the game to start. The Warriors had a decent lineup. Now, Steph Curry is missing his second game in the playoffs due to a hamstring injury that he suffered in game 1. So while he's going through treatment for that, this is the team they got on the floor right now. And because of this team that they had on the floor, the Minnesota Timberwolves were able to use the athleticism once again, getting them caught in pick and roll, and take advantage of Jackson Davis. Now, Draymond, while he's helping out, and he forgot about Julius Randle. He reaches out, get caught on a pump fake by Julius. Julius hits a free throw jump shot. Now, it's the start of the game, but Draymond's out there trying to be the general and lead the offense. Now, there's a jab step. This is a drive by Jimmy. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler throws up a shot. It goes down. Right? We tied at 2. Now, the style of the game was pretty much played the way my Minnesota wanted to play it. Golden State's confidence wasn't really there until late in the game where they felt they could pull away with this. You know, Ant-Man was coming out and he played really light early on in the game. He played really light. There he is pulling up for 3. Bam. Knocking it down. And it looked like it's going to be a big. He said, peace, Outlaw. I don't even see Outlaw. I'm popping trash because the Knicks lost, you know. Yeah. I know, man. Outlaw, he ain't feeling well. He gonna miss the last couple live streams. He taking the night off. Kuminga getting paid. Kuminga's gonna get a sign and trade. I told you what team he was going to. Now, Jimmy, God damn, that's traveling. Look at that. A drop off. Yep, they go down the lane. Well, Draymond really, the problem in this game really was the speed and the tempo. Like they just couldn't deal with them young Bulls. They couldn't. Mm-hmm. Look at that. Julius Randle got a triple double. That's what killed him. Julius Randle became Draymond Green. And that's what Draymond Green used to be. Draymond Green used to be a 20, 10, and 12 guy. That's what they thought Draymond was going to be in his career. Like when it was Draymond, Steph, and Clay, and they had Harrison Barnes, Draymond was putting up 20, 10, damn near giving you a triple-double. Like a 20-point triple-double. His shot looked better. Now he don't even look good going for a layup. He looks so ridiculous, like fluky. Everything about him looked fluky now. It don't look fluid at all. And I'm like, man, is this from like never playing offense no more? That was a good shot. I remember this in the game. This is early. But the fans, they were into it, but not like I thought. I thought they would be more into like ready to run with the team. Like, oh man, here we go. We finna run. We finna do this. We gonna do that. They was just so lethargic and laid back and just yeah, it was lazy. I mean, Ant-Man didn't start to the second half to provide any type of offense or leadership or whatever you want to call it. You know, 3-point shooting was down. You're seeing more people going to the basket in this game. Yep, the magnet ball helped Jimmy there. I mean, it was one of those one of those type of games, like a knockout drag out. Yeah, well, when you meet people that's genuinely, doing it the right way, Mike Conley had a balanced day, just being the older, wise veteran, knowing how to play the game, making sure these young bulls pull him to the light. Right. He had his 5 assists were huge. But what confused them was Julius Randle assists. Julius Randle cannot be having 24, 12, and 10. You know, Rudy Gobert went back to having his 9 points per game or whatever, but, you know, Walker didn't have a good day. Dante didn't have a good shooting day. He only played like 16 minutes. But my goodness, if Ant-Man, Julius Randle, and McDaniels played like dog minutes, like they played like Iron Man minutes, they was on the floor a lot, burning the candle at both ends. Will they have enough for the game in the fourth quarter? That's what I want to know. Mike Conley can score about 20 points a game if he wants to. Well, you know what? Julius Randle look a lot better when he ain't playing with Butterball. He looking a lot better over there. So maybe it wasn't the Knicks. Maybe it wasn't Julius Randle's fault. Maybe it was Butterball. So at first it was Nas Reed, then Gobert, now it's Randle. Right, because look at the game that they weren't supposed to win. They weren't supposed to win game 5 in LA. They won that because of Rudy Gobert. You can't magnet ball with somebody dunking the ball. They couldn't do nothing about that. Minnesota couldn't hit any threes, and they won because of that. Then LeBron quit on the team, as he always do, talking about his knee. My knee. Once he realizes it's over and he out in 5 games, he need an excuse. Oh, Nas Reed rolling on him. I know, right? Now imagine if you had something else on the table. Mm-hmm. I just don't see it happening, Skip. I don't see it happening. Minnesota winning the whole thing. I really don't see that either. But I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's about time that the league let their younger talent get up here and shine. You got to move on from this Steph, LeBron, KD. It's time to go. See, Julius Randle is a player you can't give confidence to. If you give confidence to a player like Julius Randle, he'll destroy you all day. What's good, Fresco?
Whoa, what up with it? C-No? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, Minnesota look like they gonna win the whole thing, bro. Even
Uh,
when even when they play bad, they still find a way to win. They done did it 2 series in a row. Good.
well, right now they play. They I wouldn't say they play bad this game. They
Mm-mm.
actually played a balanced game, but the second half they picked it up where Golden State was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
down the stretch, they didn't have nobody to close it.
Right. Right. But see, the thing is, I think the only thing that's gonna mess up Minnesota is they keep throwing them damn turnovers and shit.
Yep,
That's gonna be their downfall.
that
That's
is true.
because if you play somebody like OKC or Denver, even though they beat Denver already, but if you play
Right, but they
somebody
damn near had 20 turnovers today. They was like 18 some turnovers out there.
exactly,
Warriors had 14, but most of those was because they had, Steph ain't playing, so they got people just jumping in there. So they was
mm,
trying to make things happen. But yeah, they had like 14 turnovers, but they had 18 and barely squeaked this one out.
yeah,
And
yeah,
man got hot in the fourth quarter, the third and fourth quarter. That's what brought it home.
uh huh.
But
I don't see nobody stopping them though. I think they can handle OKC with defense. If they play good defense like they always play, they can handle them in 7. And I can get
oh no, because
yeah,
OKC got their hands full right now.
yeah,
Because they got to learn how to win a game where they don't get to the line.
true.
See, that's their thing. They used to getting to the line a lot and, getting those fouls. And in the playoffs, they ain't getting a lot of those foul calls that they used to get. So when they ain't getting those foul calls, they start to freak out.
Mm-hmm.
They be like, man, what's going on? And all those plays that they normally get, they got to learn how to win those games too. It's like,
Yeah.
man, those are the games y'all got to learn how to step up and win.
They gotta learn how to play through physical games. And I don't think they master the art of doing that. They just rely heavy on scoring and they play good defense when they scoring is going the way they want it to go.
Yeah, I
You
think
see.
Denver and them, they're going to go like 7 games.
7. Yeah. I got
Yeah.
Denver winning the series though. I
No, I
got
don't
Denver
think Denver
winning.
going to beat OKC. I don't think down the stretch. Because it's right now, they're really banged up because they trying to keep up with OKC. OKC is way too fast. They're more physical, but OKC is like lightning in the bottle. The way
Yeah.
they run, and they doing their best to keep them out of the
Half
fast.
court.
Yeah, trying to keep them stuck in half court. Let Shea
Mm-hmm.
bang him. Don't let him get to his spots. But Murray's been doing a good job as far as he could, but he's not 100%.
No, he's not. He's
you
not.
know,
That's
Everybody
gonna be their
said don't sleep on
downfall.
Cleveland. But again, you see the teams we talking about: Minnesota, OKC, and Cleveland. You see, this what needs to happen for your
Yeah.
league to grow. You need to be talking about these type teams. Detroit Pistons. See, they started to listen finally. Instead of saying like I'm just a hater and all that, they find the league finally starting to listen, saying, okay, this dude is right. We do need shoot. Because I wrote a letter to Adam Silver. so
Yeah.
I wrote a letter to him and said, man, you have got to start promoting your talent. You let 2 generations of talent go by now. I'm like, Luca and Trey Young is getting old. That
Mm-hmm.
draft class is getting old now. You got these
Yeah.
other dudes is coming in now. They getting ready to go through. You've already let LeBron go in and try to ruin Steph Curry's. Oh yeah, I remember this play. Jackson Davis, he got dunked
Oh
on.
yeah, that
There
was
was nothing
bad.
he could do
That
there.
was bad. Yeah.
But there was nothing they could do because the floor was wide open.
I'm gonna tell you
And that's
something,
why I keep
Tito.
telling these dudes, I'm like, you let everybody, all this momentum go to the wayside because you want to appease LeBron James.
You're gonna be
You had
pissed
teams
off.
that was really good.
You're gonna be pissed off when LeBron get 2 more. I'm telling you.
I'm not even mad if he get to look at this point. If he win it, somebody else is winning it for him. It ain't
True.
him winning it.
True.
so it don't even matter. That's like, dude, like LeBron got 7 now. Yeah, because he's on the team. He ain't even see. They think it's about. They think it's about. I'll be like, is he the most valuable player? Is he the star of the team? No, he's the old relic. I'm like, dog, Luka would win that championship. It wouldn't be him.
Luca couldn't do it until he got Gafford and Kyrie and Lively.
Right. But
Some
look, but that's what I'm
defense.
saying. But Luka the leading the ship. He the one putting up 30-point triple doubles. LeBron ain't doing that.
No, he ain't. Now LeBron ain't doing that. He's
Right.
40
So that's
something
what I'm
years
saying.
old.
They gonna
He
try
ain't
to
doing
say,
that.
look, LeBron got another one. Like next year, that's what they finna try to run. But at the end of the day, we all know what it is. They got to
Yeah.
get everybody around him. They got to get 2 more superstars around him so that LeBron, his minimal play and the minimal stuff he does, they can get around it.
Right. You right. I
But
agree with you
yeah,
on
that's
that
what
one.
I'm saying. They know. That's why I'm like, dog, it ain't about the rings. The rings that determine is LeBron great or not. It's how you play this game. Dominique Wilkins ain't never won a ring, and he light years better than him. I'm like, Dominique Wilkins, so many great players that never won a championship. Shoot, we can go to Dave Bing. We can go to he was
Shit.
better than damn near everybody in the
T-Mac.
league. T
T-Mac.
Mac, right.
Yeah.
So T Mac
Yeah.
was better than Bron any day. I was like, man, T Mac would light your ass up.
Got skills, man.
Yeah,
Got
he mad
skills.
at T Mac now because T Mac said LeBron 1-on-1, he would get torched. He was
Right.
like, no, I think because he was saying, man, you know, LeBron's more of a 5-on-5 guy than a 1-on-1. Like Kobe's a 1-on-1 guy, but he was like 1-on-1. No, these young dudes out here, these guys here would torch him up if they play 1-on-1. I'm like, he always got. I don't even know why he would even want to play 1-on-1. He every time he got torched, Beasley lit him up numerous of times. D Wade blew him out many of times. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
you can't play. You're not a 1-on-1 player at all because you're not one. You're not physical. You big and not physical. That's like, dog, how you gonna be big and can't be physical? You gonna be physical with Steph and them, but when these other guys hit you, you not physical. Kobe wrote about it in his book. I was like, Kobe got you in the book, dog, saying, man, he just let me move him. Like, he just let me do everything. I'm like, this dude ain't got no fight. Like, am I gonna get some fight out of you? He's like, I post LeBron up, you know, and I'm going right in. I'm banging him, you know, elbows and stuff. He just let me do it. It's like, wow, like this is gonna be easy. So he's like, I already know LeBron don't like physicality.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm like, he broke it down every player. Kobe wrote that in that Mamba Mentality book. Every player in there, like he was breaking down all the star players, just giving a whole thing of what he learned on what to do, and oh, this person likes to do this person likes to do that. And when he went to LeBron, that's exactly what he said about him. Oh, this dude, he likes to yeah, this guy here, he just okay. Yeah, I see what he liked to do. And defensively, he knew how to get his shot off on.
Yeah.
So,
So let
yeah,
me ask you this then. What can you say LeBron does well?
at this point, nothing.
Well, no,
Uh,
throughout his career. Throughout his career.
throughout his career, if I wanted to put it up, what he's been able to do is control the pace of the
Oh,
game.
okay.
See, that's something that KD can't do. KD's a baller. He's a machine like Wizard, scoring the ball. You get the ball to KD, you want points. He can't control the flow of the game, like run it, run the point, go to the top, facilitate. That's not KD's game.
Right.
So you don't do that at all. So rim running is like one of his attributes. He's good at running the floor in transition, playing in transition. He's really good at running the floor. Now he's learned how to keep the pace or the style of the play in their favor. What he used to. Now that's back when his younger heyday, he could do that. But now
Right.
his points don't dictate winning and losing because all of those attributes came with his athleticism. Now he's slower, and these 19-year-olds can run like cheetahs. They all can run a 4.3. So they flying back down the court. And your athleticism is not the same anymore. Now, for
Right.
40 years old, we all, is he taking something? Is he not? That's not just the point. The point is he's a 40-year-old man. Even though you got muscles and you look like this, you get hit, it ain't the same. It's about what you can take. It ain't about what you can dish out no more. You don't get up the same when you get knocked down. You see how he getting knocked down now by little bitty point guards? He running in the Dante Divincenzo would have bounced off you 20 years ago. Now he hitting you, you fall into the ground like boom. Oh, good Lord. Man, those hurt when you 40.
That wooden floor don't care about the roids at all.
Nope. That flow don't give.
A wooden floor is a wooden floor. So yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that. I don't know. LeBron, I ain't gonna sit up here in front. I looked up to LeBron's game. I like LeBron coming up.
Dude, I liked LeBron too when LeBron came in the league. I was the one that was defending him. Everybody was hating him. Everybody was hating him, especially in Chicago, where I'm from. Oh, this was the dunk here. Oh, yeah, that was
yeah.
Man, when he got loony. Oh, man, he got loony. Man. And then I'm surprised he didn't get a tech there.
For hanging on the rim or talking?
No, for jumping in Looney face like that.
Yeah. He was about to fight Kuminga after the game.
Yeah, he was. Because Kuminga a dog.
Yeah, he is.
He going to Brooklyn, I believe, at the end of the year. They're gonna do a sign and trade.
That's good, but I don't know if that helps Brooklyn as much as they think it would.
Yeah. Well, if he wants the big money, he's gonna get up out of there.
Yeah, where you think Giannis going?
Giannis? I don't think Giannis is going nowhere. But if anywhere, Miami Heat would be a perfect fit for him.
That's who I was gonna say. The Miami.
If he does go anywhere, the Miami Heat would be a perfect fit for him. Because Pat Riley is less because he liked that structure. Giannis ain't a guy that shies away from structure. Pat Riley gonna tell you all you getting is 2 tickets. If you got extra people coming, you better get the teammates to get you some extra tickets. But I'm only getting you 2 tickets. Like he got rules, structure, everything. Giannis comes from that. So anytime he leave or go anywhere, Miami is the perfect structure for him. He will have full autonomy. Giannis ain't gonna say, let's fire the coach like LeBron. He told LeBron kick rocks. Spo is the only coach he couldn't fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the only coach you couldn't fire. Was Spo.
Miami would be stupid to let go Spo. They'll be stupid.
Well, Spo is a system thing. It's just like what's going on with the Spurs. Coach Pop is still going to coach. That's the thing. Popovich is still going to coach the team. He's just going to be giving the game plan to the assistant. So it's the same thing with Spo. Spo now knows the plays that Pat Riley want to run. And he come up with the system. And they got a book about this thing. Look like the Bible, the Old Testament Bible. And you got to learn that. D-Wade had to learn that first day he got there in the camp. Pat Riley gave him the book. You got to learn these plays. You got to learn the book. And he built the team around D-Wade. I'm like, you the star. You the one I wanted. I scouted you. He saw the NCAA tournament with Marquette and saw Dwayne Wade play. Same thing with Jimmy. Jimmy Butler played in Marquette. They played the same style.
Yep.
That's why when they played together in Chicago for the Bulls, I was like, man, it's going to work. But Wade was done. And I saw that thing and I said, Wade was done.
I don't know. I don't think Jimmy going to stay in Golden State, bro. I don't see him staying in Golden State.
Well, he signed. So he signed for 2 years.
He signed for 2? Okay.
Yeah. Then when he came there, they signed Jimmy. So that was the cut. Ball should have been there, and he didn't throw it. The cut was made, and he missed the throw. And then he threw it up late. It was terrible. That was a terrible decision. He
Golden
missed the
State played.
cutter, everything.
Golden State played the best they could with what they had, and they
Yeah.
didn't get the results they wanted. But I feel like if they do it again, they have an even better shot next game. Cause looking at Ant looked like I seen him after the game. He was limping a little bit,
Ant
And
Man is hurt. Yeah, Ant playing hurt, but he young. So when you 23 and get hurt, you can still play. But when you 40 like Bron, and you got to sit down. Now Jonathan Kuminga knowing he auditioning for that money.
right,
So he know he up out of there. He already
yeah,
know how the Warriors. The Warriors had no intentions of playing him this
at
entire
all,
playoffs. They were mad at him. They was ready for him to go. They was like, "Oh, just stay ready." He was like, "Stay ready." Then he got the injuries. Then he had to get in the game. The people was like, "Oh, why are you not playing Kuminga?" Because they don't want him to get hurt, and they got to trade him.
no trade value for him then.
Right, but they finna get the trade. They finna get the trade. They gonna sign him and trade him, so they can get something for him. So they gonna sign him to a deal and then trade him because they don't want him on the team next year.
Damn,
And
he that bad?
no, he's not. It's just that he don't. It's just that he's in the way. Every time it's either you gonna tell Steph Curry to sit down.
Hell no.
That's what I'm saying. So Kuminga he needs the ball in the open court. If you give him the ball in the open court and let him cook, he show you what he could do. Like tonight, he was showing you what he could do. He was out there performing when they put him in the game, but you can't play him in spots and tell him this is your role. And then it's like, man, they just treat him like garbage. But you got to play in our system and do the dirty work. He's just
Right.
like, man, I'm better than that. And I could really go. Like Kuminga could score 27 to 30 points a night on another team.
For
Like
sure.
he ain't like Wiggins and doggone what's his name? Poole. Like yeah, Poole he was just a airhead, young kid, brash. Once he started having some success, he started really feeling himself. And he was only playing, he got to be motivated to play. Those like that's what they used to make fun of him. He only could play when there's some girls sitting in courtside, going off with the girls on courtside.
He needs some 304s in attendance.
Yeah. There's they got some baddies out there. So here you go.
Yeah.
But Julius Randle today shocked them because they did not know Julius Randle could do that. And
Oh yeah, he a dog.
Yeah, Golden State lost this game. Minnesota came and took it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And look
They
at
hit
Drake
on my
getting
parlay.
muscled out. Look, Drake got muscled out by Julius Randle. He couldn't even get there no more. Drake was tired. Got straight muscle. That would have never happened to Draymond in 2015. That's how you know you're getting old.
Yeah.
That right there is letting you know you are getting old, buddy.
Time to call it quits.
Yeah, it's time.
Like
That
I
is it.
said, man, if Minnesota can get rid of them bonehead turnovers, bro, they can sweep the next team they play if they could get rid of the turnovers, unnecessary turnovers. That's their only problem.
Yep.
Unnecessary bonehead turnovers, bro. And he hot from the three. When he get hot from the three, that's when you know his game is really on. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I got
Yeah.
OKC in Indiana tomorrow. I had I had Minnesota today, and I had Boston with the 6 points. I know I told you the Knicks every game, but I knew for some odd reason they wasn't gonna win today. They ain't gonna beat them 3 times in a row like that.
Yep.
No. So we gonna see what happens. It's gonna be interesting. Mm.
Look at this. 84-82. This one Dre was ticked off. Look. Yeah,
He dramatic as hell, man.
Yeah,
You know
he
that's a
is. Over the
goddamn
top.
foul. Let me see that. I don't think that one was. I think that was the one that was really a bad call.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And look at this. They got a triple team almost. Look at that. So Buddy Hill run out. They knew to throw, swing it.
McDaniel.
James, it wasn't in his shot pocket, but he still pulled it down and shot the three, man. I was like, man, why y'all not locked in? You doubling when you don't even have to. Yeah, this when it was falling apart. This is
Yeah.
where Steph would normally come in and take over the team. All that Buddy Hill stuff. Buddy wasn't up for the challenge.
Nah, man.
Yeah, he was. I'm Batman today. I'm Robin. I'm Batman. I don't know what y'all are. I'm about to go home. Y'all
Yeah.
keep playing like this.
He gonna be in the Arkham Asylum in a minute.
Right. Now you see Kaminga go down there at the nail and pull up. Like he gonna go take. See, that's what's missing. See, Kaminga got a mid range, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. You got to go down low and be able to pull off with that mid range. Everybody shooting deep shots, man. Kaminga want to slash to the basket, get that mid range going. He remind me of Barbosa a little bit.
Oh yeah, I ain't hear that name in a minute.
Yeah, because Barbosa retired after 2016. And
Yeah.
that's how they won them 73 games. I was
Uh,
like, that's how they won 73 games. Because
what they
that
used to
bench
call
was
Barbosa, the
incredible.
Brazilian blur or something like that.
Yeah, the Brazilian blur, man. That was his
Mm-hmm.
last year playing. And he was gonna win a championship with the Warriors that year, 2016.
He
And
was.
they didn't trust the bench. Phil Jackson should have went with Barbosa down the stretch, brought him back in. He was just playing Steph way too much. And I'm like, man, bring in Barbosa. What is you doing?
Barbosa is good off the bench. He good.
Yeah, he was
He'll
great
get
off
you
the
your
bench.
20.
He was instant offense because he was taking it to the rack and
Yeah.
he was running the floor. He know how to break and get up and
Yeah. Yeah.
get up and down the court. So after that season, they lost their whole bench. Like they whole bench, the bench mob was gone. So it was over. Bench mob was they had to rebuild the bench when they had David West, who was there. They had to bring in more players on the bench to strengthen up that bench, but it was never the same like it was in 2016. That
Mm,
that bench could have been a starting lineup anywhere.
yeah.
But that bench, they would sit Steph and Clay them down. The bench is coming in there still keeping the lead.
Mm-hmm.
And Golden State was beating everybody by 20. I was like, dog, this ain't like the Bulls in 96, dog. I'm like, look, Golden, it wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't even, the games weren't close. They were blowing everybody out by like 20 and 30 points. It was over by
Mm-hmm.
half.
I
It
remember
was
that shit.
crazy because everybody didn't know how to stop Golden State. Oh, yeah, I remember that kick out right there. Yep. It was all set. Let me drop it. And they running out.
Mm.
Well, this game is going to be decided when if Steph Curry don't return,
It's over.
be over soon. But this is going to go 7 game. I see it going 7.
You think he coming back before game 6?
Yeah, I think he'll be back before game 6. I think he'll probably miss because now he'll be in out what about a week with the
Yeah.
hamstring. Dude, I've seen people play with hamstring pulls, and it depends on how bad the hamstring is. Now he didn't had 3 days off. So to be out a whole series, like I've seen Magic Johnson just, pull up lane. But Magic knew wasn't nothing they could do that year. He was just like, we ain't finna beat the Pistons. I'm sitting down. He tried to play game 3, and he was just like, nah, I'm done. I'm sitting out this series. It's done.
They would have put him in the hospital.
Dog, after game 1, he knew what the Magic quit, dog. And my buddy who was a Lakers fan, man, he was pissed at Magic Johnson for that. but it was over. There wasn't nothing they could do, dog. I'm like, dog, look, let me tell you something that's real. It's over. I'm like, Magic knew in game one, it was over. Even in game two, when he got that hamstring, he was glad he could pull out. Magic liked to compete, but he knew they couldn't beat. They couldn't beat
Right.
Detroit. And they was using him like it was gonna be his fault. Because after game one, that 3-guard rotation, whoever had Magic Johnson, they was going right at him. And Joe Dumars was torching him. And he couldn't do nothing with it. They was going, they ran, we ran a play about at least 4-5 times in a row on Magic Johnson. I swear to God, it was the same play. One ISO Magic Johnson. He couldn't guard and defend none of them. It was like he can't guard Isaiah. He can't guard Joe. I'm like, Isaiah could do everything Magic can't do. He could dribble better than Magic. He passed just like Magic.
Yeah.
And he shoot better than Magic. So I was like, and he's just 6'1". I was like, you put Isaiah on the Lakers, they don't lose a beat. I was like, dog, it's still gonna be showtime.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's gonna be showtime, and you ain't gonna lose a chip. Isaiah had 15 championships. I was like, Magic, the only time they lost in the championships is when they let Magic go one-on-one. And when the Celtics beat them that year, and he was tragic Magic because he couldn't shoot. He started to learn how to shoot. He was hanging out with Mark Aguirre and Isaiah. They got the same agent. So he would have Magic, and they'd be at the Magic house out in L.A. And I remember Mark Aguirre, because Mark is from the West Side, just like I said. He's ready to smack Magic because Magic was cheating. Magic don't like to lose, man. He was cheating, man. He gonna call a foul. Foul. It's like, foul? Yeah, that's a foul. And Mark, man, he was like, and he saw Mark getting up close, and Isaiah's like, Mark's about to hit Irv. I got to get over there because he gearing up like he finna hit Irv. He was like, foul.
Wow.
And he did that with Ben. He did that to Paul Pierce, there, man. He was like, he did that same thing to us. He's like, he gonna call a foul on our basket. We got a fast break and we laid it up. He was like, no, I call foul. He's like, if they get the ball back, they score, they win. And he's like, all right, we won. He's like, Paul Pierce, like, he did that with us.
Man,
Magic is a cheater, dog. Like, he will cheat to win.
I wish I was old enough to remember that. I don't know nothing about them times, but what I do know from what I've seen from Isaiah, I seen the game where he played. He had a messed up foot or ankle or something.
Oh yeah, they love to play that
knocking
game.
Down 3-pointers. I was like, man, this dude a dog.
Isaiah is the baddest thing on the planet. I'm telling you, y'all. Most people miss that. I feel bad for him, but Isaiah is the baddest thing on the planet. If you got the NBA League Pass, they got all the NBA Finals on there going up from 1990. And you go watch the 1990 Finals with Isaiah Thomas against the Portland Trail Blazers. They kicked that off. That's the best playoff finals you're going to ever see. He was Finals MVP. The man, I think he missed probably 2 threes. He got the NBA record in there. Still got it to this day for the highest shooting percentage. He shot like 88% or something for 3. He was torturing him. And I was like, man, dog, they couldn't do nothing with Isaiah. He just couldn't miss.
Is he a legit 6'1" or that's just on paper?
Nah. He about probably my height of I'm 5'11", so he like 6 foot on the head.
Damn.
If he's anything. So he probably a half inch taller than me.
Damn.
That's about it.
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Zeke.
Man, he was a dog.
Sure was. And I'm gonna tell you, man, there was so much going on back then. Like Magic used to have his All-Star weekend. He went to Miami. See, Magic thing is he got to stay active. He can't sit still.
Right.
So every time they lost and didn't win, he would come up with something that he could win. Magic had a softball league. The Magic Johnson softball games. I was like, you went and started a league. Immediately made shirts, everything. Come on out, man. We having a softball league. so he can win. He got to win something. It's like if he don't win the finals, he got to pick something up so he can win.
He was that competitive?
Man, Magic is, man. That's why him and Michael Jordan always bumped heads. They always bumped heads because those two, they were awful when it came to competition. Awful with it. Like, they do not like to lose. And that's when Magic Johnson took that ball and fired into the rafters because he can't stand to lose. So that's his thing there. He just can't take it. And that's why he never was on Michael Jordan's team. Everybody want to talk about the 85 freeze out, and they try to say Isaiah froze them out. No, the West froze Michael Jordan out. They made a pact saying we ain't gonna let Michael Jordan do none of that Air Jordan stuff on us. They fouled him. They fouled him. They were not letting Michael Jordan get nothing. That was George Gervin, Magic Johnson. Magic, the one, was the ringleader. He the one said that on the West. He didn't like Jordan attitude. And Magic coming in there with mink coats on. But he think Michael Jordan too flashy. And he ain't won nothing. He coming in here with gold chains on. So once again, it was George Gervin, Magic Johnson, and I believe like some other players on that team, but it was the West. I'm like, Isaiah, why would he freeze him out? He on the East. I was like, he shot 9 shots. That's what I'm like, dog. Michael Jordan shot 9 shots, and the rest of them, he just passed up. But I'm like, the Stars didn't shoot 25 shots in an All-Star game back then. The most you did take was about 8 or 9 or 11 shots. Nobody took more than like 9. Like the MVP of that year, the scoring champ, he shot 6 shots. Nobody trying to go all out in the All-Star game.
Right.
It's different now. Y'all shooting like crazy. Like he shot 27 shots. Like in an All-Star game. They trying to take it easy and chill.
Yeah, that shit crazy. I ain't know Magic was that. I seen on Winning Time how competitive he was, but I ain't know it was that. I ain't know it was that deep.
Oh yeah, Winning Time was almost nose for nose on the money. Nose for nose, everything.
I'm mad they took that show down. I was mad, bro. I love that show.
Yeah, the Lakers wanted it taken down. They had Jenny Buss on the last season. She finally went on there. First, she was mad about the show, but then the other seasons they was like, all right, we got to end this show. Damn. So they had to tie it up and finish the show because they was like, yeah, we got to end it because they don't want to bring it back. And I'm like, man, this is great. The guy that played Magic looked like Magic. I was like, man, they got him right. They had the guy that
had him on like money.
Yeah, the guy that looked like Jerry West. Jerry West was mad. That was one of the main things. Jerry West hated the show. He hated it because it was over exaggerated, like with him. Like they made his caricature. Like that's what they do. Eric McKay and all of them. They make the characters bigger than life. Whatever they flaw was, they blow it all the way up. So
I ain't gonna lie, Jerry West was Joseph bad on them.
Yeah, Jerry West is crazy because he was competitive too. He liked to win, so winning was everything to him. And the fact that they always lost to Boston, it always affected him. Like the time when they tried to make him the coach, and he didn't want to be the coach. Like I don't want to be the coach. They do that thing though. It went down. They played in comparison how the real interview went compared to how they did it on the show. The real interview is just that crazy.
Damn.
How they did that almost word for word because it was that nuts. Dr. Buss didn't know, like, no, you're the coach. No, Pat's gonna be the coach. I'm gonna be the assistant to help Pat. I'm gonna assist Pat and whatever Pat want to do. Because Jerry West knows I can't be the coach. He know what's gonna happen. Jerry gonna end up hitting somebody. He don't want all that pressure. Because Jerry gonna be like, no, Pat can do the job. Man. Pat's gonna be the coach.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and the guy they got rid of, Phil, that guy, he ended up being like coach of the year the next year or whatever. So he was
Mhm.
still a great coach, great system coach, the whole nine.
So did that coach really die like that? Was that
Who died?
the coach Phil, the one that was the coach, and he used to work out every day, and one day I think he got hit by a car or something like that.
Yeah, he ain't died. Like, no, he ain't died.
Oh,
He's in
he
the
ain't die.
hospital.
He didn't die. He didn't die. He just couldn't coach no more.
No, he came back and they was like, no, we just gonna let him finish it out. We
Oh,
gonna, yeah, we gonna let the assistant finish it. We ain't gonna bring you back. And he was like, oh no. But he knew the system he wanted to run, and the system he had was working.
right.
And that was the system. Having him get up and down the floor, and he changed the game. But his offense was geared more towards uh like getting the ball to Kareem and riding
Yeah.
Kareem and letting the big man go. Magic had a whole different philosophy. So Magic was holding out because Magic like, look, I want this coach out of here. Pat Riley know what I want to do, but this coach is messing me up. And that was the other guy. He's getting the ego, and Magic like he gonna have to go because he keeping the ball out my hand. He just want me to give it to Kareem every time, and Cap is slowing up. Like Cap ain't the same no more, and he can't get up and down these courts like that. He getting kind of old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kareem took care of himself because he was a Muslim, so he wasn't no toxins, nothing. He was just doing his thing. But Magic was something else.
Yeah. Yeah. He was
Magic.
a whole different
That's
animal.
what they call him. They don't even call him Magic. They call him Buck. So all of them call him Buck. Like he was like, hey, young Buck. So they always called him Buck, and they call him that to this day. Hey,
Damn.
Buck. We was out there, Buck, and we did this, Buck. You remember that, Buck? All right, that's how they look at him, man. And hey, that's Buck. And even when he came on the team, it was Buck. So they all called him Buck. Nobody called him Magic. They didn't call him Irvin. They called him Buck.
Mm. Yeah. See,
Yeah.
man, I never seen you do a video of the. Did you do a video on the Shadur situation?
Yeah, I did. I did it on my One Crack News channel.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, when he got drafted, we did that.
okay, okay. I ain't never got
But
your opinion on that.
yeah, yeah, on my One Crack News channel, we covered that. It's like heavy
Mm.
because the reason why that I was like so vested because they wanted to teach him a lesson. But what happened is the New York Giants interview is what did it. I was learning like what they did. They do that to everybody. They just like they throw tests on there for you. They want you to go through the test and they'll put dummy plays in there or something wrong on the offensive plays and try to see if you catch it.
Right.
He didn't catch it. And then they pointed it out. And then he was frustrated. Like, man, why would you do that? So he thought they targeted him. Like they
Mm-hmm.
brought him in here for that. So that's why they was saying the interview didn't go well with
Oh,
Shador. But with all the stuff that people are doing to him, if you was him, Shador, and you didn't understand that this is what a process that happens, you would think somebody was targeting you. Oh,
yeah,
you
you
trying to
would.
sabotage me. You
Right.
wanted you did put that on the screen, period. You asked me what I thought of what I would do. But they was like, yeah, you didn't catch this, you didn't catch that. So I was like, okay, so y'all set that up, y'all did this on purpose. So he didn't understand that. So once that starts spreading out through the internet, they poisoned the well.
Yeah, they
So
took that and
it
ran
ain't
with
what he is. So this exposed the NFL though, because now Shador is basically bigger than anything they got on their team. Next to Deshaun Watson,
it.
who's
Right.
still on the team, they got 5 quarterbacks. Those other guys they signed are about ahead of him, who finna probably get a money. They got non-guaranteed promise money. Shador's coming in with $1 million contracts already. from an NIL deal. So they already messed up. So it's like, oh, he don't need the money. What are you doing here for? No, like he said, he's like, dog, I'm wrong. I'm here to prove myself right.
Exactly.
I'm finna prove myself right. I'm here to prove y'all wrong.
I think Shadir gonna be the best thing that happened to Cleveland in a long time.
I think he needs the opportunity. And Cleveland is knowing that they messed up, because if he do well and y'all had him for the low, man, y'all about to get that bag. And now y'all gonna have to come with that bag, because what y'all did was take 2 quarterbacks ahead of him. And now it was like, oh man, we're sorry. No, you knew what I could do. They was like, well, you didn't go to Columbine, so we really didn't see. Well, you know what I could bring to the table, because I'm actually bringing money to the table. This is a business, and I bring money. So that's if I couldn't throw it 5 yards, I bring the numbers. When I play, people tune in to watch to see what I'm gonna do. That's why I got multi-million-dollar contracts. So you're gonna be selling Shadur Sanders jerseys all throughout with a Cleveland logo on it. So you're gonna be getting paid off of it. How many millions you gonna make off my jersey and bobblehead figures and everything else? So you finna make a lot of money off this merch off my name. And you think you're gonna give me this little bitty contract? No, I'm finna eat off everything moving. And that's the thing. And now y'all gonna have to run me the big boy bag, or I'm gonna be up out of here.
Right. And they still paying Watson, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's yeah. I can see where they coming from, because they looking at it like, well, shit, we done took a chance with Watson, and then it didn't work. Took a chance on Baker, didn't work, and took a chance on Manziel, and it didn't work. They just spent some millions on quarterbacks, thinking it's gonna turn their organization around, and it never panned out. Now that's not an excuse to not draft Shadur, but I guess they feel like, well, we don't want to break the bank on this one, and we get the same results because we already still paying for Watson.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson contract. But here's the thing: they had Baker Mayfield, and Baker couldn't get them to the promised land. And they filmed commercials with Baker. They did all them State Farm commercials. They love Baker Mayfield.
He had a
And
TV show
they
too,
couldn't even win a game with Manziel. They were giving away free beer if they won a game. That's how bad it was for the Browns. Free beer that Budweiser whatever was giving you if they won a game. So that's how bad they were. So Baker did bring some type of winning to the team, but he had 2 stud running backs. They had Kareem Hunt and they had Nick Chubb. So they had a 2 running back combination over there that was destroying them. And I was like, oh man, they're gonna end up losing one of these running backs, but that's who was really winning the game. But Baker kept coming in there, throwing it up, throwing picks. So when they went towards they went to Manziel, they gave him 59,000 chances. This man he done did drugs, everything he done did. They still ain't stated what he did. Domestic violence, all of it. And he still was able to play football.
Yeah.
Johnny, right, getting drunk, everything. It just spiraling out of control. And it was all okay. Keep giving him a pass. He Johnny football. Everybody. I ain't never seen nobody like this kid. I'm like, this dude was overrated. Everybody was trying to tell you Johnny Manziel was so overrated. And as soon as he get on the team, I mean, dog, they still have not told nobody in the media or the world how not Baker Mayfield, but Johnny Manziel got banned from the NFL. They never told you. They just one day announced, yep, he got a lifetime ban from the NFL. Whoa, what did he do? What did he do? They never said. Then he went to play arena football. And then now he on podcasts like he was a hero. I'm like, yeah, I'm in recovery, so I'm getting better. It's like, dude.
Right. It was just like,
now you get sympathy and they paying for you to get all this money, endorsements and everything. All
And
this
you
24
know
hour
how that
coke
shit
in
work.
Vegas.
You know who's will do all type of damage to themselves that they initiated and then play victim once they get out of it. You know how they go. You know how they
Man,
go.
this dude was sitting out in Vegas in a car when it's like 100 some degrees outside in a car in Las Vegas doing coke all night long.
What?
I was like, this dude was, yes, Manziel did that. He was doing coke all night in Vegas. And it was like, I'm like, dude, he gonna die. I'm like, he probably trying to kill himself. I'm like, he probably was trying to kill himself from heat exhaustion and whatever. Because I'm like, dude, why is he in the car? Johnny Manziel was in a car, dude. They told me all these stories, man, when I was out there in Vegas. It was like, man, Johnny Manziel was out here. He was in that car all day, all night, just doing coke. And I
Damn.
was like, damn.
I ain't know that. Damn.
Man, he had his girl scared to death because she was a cokehead too. He had her scared to death one time in the damn, I think it was the Rio or the Palm, one of them hotels. And Todd DeBow saw him, and he's like a part owner of the MGM. And he called over there. He was at the Palms. He said, "Hey, make sure Johnny Manziel's all right." You know, he called over there, so Johnny Manziel, can you look out for him? He's a good friend. Todd DeBow is he's one of the owners of Top Rank Boxing with Bob. That's like Bob Aaron's son.
Bobby, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's his son, Todd. So that's his wife's son before they married. But Todd is his son. So he's the
Mm,
vice president, really the president about the whole operation. So
mm.
when he comes along and has this relationship with Johnny Manziel, I was thinking like, man, this different. I never expected. I didn't know they even knew each other. All
Damn.
right, B Nickel, I see you. Yeah, he was like, have a good night. I'm like, all right. I forgot what time it was. I was supposed to have been left here. But yeah, so there's people waiting on me. Like, where you at? I was like, all right, I'll be there in a little bit. Shoot some pool, gamble. Out here we kick it to like 3, 4 in the morning.
Damn. Mm.
I'm like, dude, I'm hanging like the young folks. But yeah, Johnny Manziel had a problem. He was real problem. He tried to like fight in the casino. Uh, he was in Florida at the hotel. He trashed the hotel room because of the girl. And he got caught with another blonde. They were doing drugs, popping ecstasy pills. I'm like, dude, he was so out of control. He was
Damn.
so out of control.
I knew he was doing drugs, but I didn't know he was in Vegas in the hot ass cars
Yeah,
doing
this was.
coke.
I think this is when he was out the league and he was like on the red, like he was done, like feeling
Yeah.
like it was the come down off of the coke probably, but he was just staying in the car. I was like, he probably trying to kill himself.
You remember Darius Geis from LSU?
Yeah,
He's from Baton Rouge, where I'm from, and my homeboy dude who do Uber, he had wind up picking up. I don't know if it was him or his girl, but he said, man, he went over there. He seen it was Darius Geis, and he asked Darius Geis what he was doing. He said, man, I've been gambling all night long. Can you bring my girl home? And I'm like, bro, you sure it's Darius Geis? He said, yes, the Darius Geis. And I said, damn, bro, the NFL can break you, make you or break you too. And listening to his story compared to Manziel, I'm like, damn, bro, he ain't even doing anything but take a picture. And he out the league. That's
yeah.
crazy. There's guys fell on real hard times now. I think he works at a plant somewhere out here now. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but he ain't never been the same since he got out the league either. It's a sad story, man. How you can have the whole world in front of you, and one thing can just change everything, or a few decisions can change your whole career, man.
Oh, definitely.
It's a scary thing, especially if it's a situation that's not like you could control it, but you couldn't control it because you didn't want to be that guy to not take the picture. or whatever, you know. But you compare it to Manziel's situation, it's like he got buku chances and still managed to get out of there. So it goes to show you who gets the silver spoon.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for the no nonsense. Yeah, they pick their favorites and they stay with them.
So what? Since
They
we
ride
talking
out
about
with their
favorites,
favorites.
you don't think Tom Brady was a favorite?
No,
Why you say that?
Tom Brady was never picked. Like he was the fourth string quarterback. Like, even though he had played a great season and everything, like he had to fight the drop to get the job in Michigan and won a bowl game. They never picked Tom Brady to be anything in New England. Drew Bledsoe was the man. They went and paid to go get Drew. And Drew was their guy who was going to lead them all the way. He was the quarterback they was learning from. Tom was stepping up like, I'm going to get that job. You know, he was outworked them other quarterbacks. They bumped him up to the backup because
Right.
he was outworking the other quarterbacks. And he wanted that spot. So when he got there, like in the playoffs, when Drew got hurt and Tom came in, and then when it came down to the Super Bowl, it was like, all right, well, we just know Bledsoe's gonna be back. Because Bledsoe, like, I'm ready, coach, I'm ready to play. And man, he had to make a game time decision. He was just like, Belichick is like, I'm sticking with Tom. And man, Bledsoe was just like, oh my God, stab in the back. And he was like, I'm out of here. I'm going
Bledsoe ain't
over to
never been
Buffalo.
shit since. I
Yeah,
ain't
he
gonna
going
lie
over
to
to
you, he ain't
Buffalo.
never done shit since that
Big C.
roster move.
Yeah, and Bledsoe was a good one. So he was never picked to be anything. He became what he was. He had to work to get where he at. That's why he got that work ethic now. What's up, Ty?
What up, G?
Yeah. I don't know. I know his story. That's why I had brought up the Shadir thing because when they asked Tom about it, they said he tried to say, "Well, I was picked last," but like you say, he didn't have a great resume coming in that made everybody go, "Oh no, he should have been picked higher." So
Tom Brady is not gonna. They was mad that Tom, like they were like surprised, like, oh man, he must not be nothing because Tom didn't draft him. Tom don't want him on the team because Tom finna put his son on the team. His
oh,
son is
mm.
yeah, Jack Brady. Like they gonna get the draft rights to Jack Brady. Jack Brady is going to be on the Oakland Raiders. So
Where he
that's
at
gonna
now?
be their future. Right now, he just graduated from high school, and the Raiders is gonna put him in the draft so that they can have his draft rights. So when he goes to the draft, he can come in there and practice with the team and everything else. So he don't never have to. He can still go to college, but when he go into the draft, I mean, when he gets ready to play or whatever with college, he would just go straight to the Raiders.
Mm.
So that's why he already knows he has no intentions of dealing with Shador because his future is he's getting his son ready to become an NFL quarterback. So
All
he was
right.
like, yeah.
I'm
So
I'm
Jack
glad you
Brady,
said
yeah,
that.
Cena.
right.
Oh,
So is Jack ready for the NFL to you? Is he an NFL caliber quarterback?
That's the thing. Like Jack Brady's only played high school ball. He's all right. He got some numbers, but it ain't where like that. But believe me, Tom is gonna coach him up. So you know that. So whatever
Okay.
school Jack Brady goes to, whatever college he goes to, Tom's gonna make sure he's got everything he needs.
I don't know, man. It could be a LeBron situation.
It could be, but Jack is actually somebody that's pretty good for high school.
Bronny was good in high school, huh?
no, he won't.
He wasn't. Oh, okay,
Was
okay.
he?
I didn't watch him too much in high school. I ain't gonna argue.
No, he wasn't the best player. Like every team he was on, he was not the best player of the team. He
That's
was
Okay,
never the best player in Sierra Leone. He
he.
was
okay.
never the best player. I mean, Sierra Canyon. He wasn't the best player everywhere he was at.
Yeah, he played in.
So
Yeah,
it's just like Bryce. Bryce is decent, but he's not the best player on the team at all. Like he's good for what he does, but he averages like 4 points a game. And now he's gonna go for what? He's playing at like Arizona or something like that.
How you feel?
Well, we got to see if Jack's the best player on his team.
Well, if he's the quarterback, so that's,
Okay, all right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the Archie Manning situation. Because he ain't done nothing to show me anything worthy of those NIL deals he got. He hasn't done anything.
Oh no, he got that because of the name.
Right. And everybody said, "Oh, he's gonna go high in the draft." And I watched him against who that was he played. I think that was Georgia, and he did his thing, but he played kind of scared. He looked scared to me. So I'm ready to see what he do next season if he can overcome whatever he lacked in this season. Because everybody's high on him because of the name, but he hasn't proven anything yet as of yet. I know out here in Louisiana he was good, and Newman in New Orleans. My dad refereed a game that he played in New Orleans, and he said he was the truth. But I'm like, that's Newman is like a play member of the private schools and stuff. So I want to see what he do against players who's 100 times bigger than him. I'm still waiting to see that.
Yeah, because Tom's son, oh, you say Jack, he plays, he go to Riverdale Country. That's in the Bronx.
Huh? Huh? Hold on, Cino. He played football in New York.
Wait, let me see. Because he,
that got to be California.
Yeah, that's gotta be. Hold on, they somewhere else. I gotta locate him.
And he ain't even at no Matter Day or what's that other school?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where is Jack?
He ain't at what's that school? Bosco, St. John Bosco. None of that.
Yeah, he's in Riverdale County in the Bronx, where he plays
Wow,
lacrosse.
I don't know.
Yeah, he playing lacrosse. But they said his high school stats are not publicly available.
Oh, there you go, right there.
Wow.
The document. They done sealed his profile, Cino.
Yeah. I'm like, damn. Jack Brady's stats is sealed.
No disrespect to New York or New York City, but football is just never been their thing. Never.
Maybe basketball, you might got a shot, but any other sport, that shit trash.
That's crazy. Huh. So he must stay with his mama. Gotta be.
Oh yeah, he stayed with old Miss Monahan.
Okay, that's why. And he playing the Bronx? Shit, I smell nepotism. I'm sorry. I smell it a mile away. Oh man. And then he play at a private school, so that's not like a 1A school or something. Riverdale Country. Dang. So don't he got what, one or two sons, two boys?
Yeah, he got another boy, but that boy ain't playing no sports.
I don't think he in.
If he plays sports, I'm shocked. He be on the lacrosse team now. That one would be on the lacrosse team now. Jack is the only one that's come close to doing that. The other one's not.
Dang. We'll see, because Brady, like I said, Brady was trying to play it off, about why he didn't pick Shadur, and he had all control over the quarterback situation with the Raiders. And that's what Skip Bayless, and I don't never agree with Skip Bayless, but on that one, when it came to that one, I agreed with him on that one. That didn't look right. The Raiders need a quarterback bad. That's been their downfall for the last since they moved to Vegas.
Tom's gonna get you a reliable quarterback until he finds if he gonna bring Jack in. If Jack is gonna be ready for the NFL. By that time, that's about 3-4 years away. Because Jack ain't finna just play no 1 year and be out there. That's 3-4 years in the wait. So in 3-4 years, when Jack Brady goes to the draft, Oakland will be ready. So in these next 3-4 years, Tom's gonna have a good guy that can run the team but be ready to be the backup. I mean, just to be the starter, but he's gonna find you a veteran that could run the offense, and that's what Tom looking for. Give me a vet that know the NFL that my son can learn from, play with when he get on the team, and then he gonna be your future. Jack Brady gonna be your future. Then y'all gonna be getting the calls. The Raiders gonna be rolling. They gonna protect Jack Brady. Y'all gonna be pissed off with a whole nother Brady.
I gotta ask you a question though. Who you think will have a better year coming up, bro? Caleb Williams or JJ McCarthy, man? I know you biased though. I know you a Bears fan. But who you think got the better goddamn season ahead of them this year coming up?
The Bears.
Y'all look good on paper last year too, Cino. It ain't work out so well.
It worked out great until we ran into the Washington game. When that catch getting messed up brought everything down.
Yeah, you right though.
Washington game.
The whole
Bruh,
team.
I had Washington that game. I remember. I thought it was over.
But I don't
I
know,
thought it was
Cino.
over. And he threw
Set
that
up for
Hail
the
Mary, and that's when it really took off.
JJ set up for the future right now though. They put in work with Sam. I don't know. I know you biased now. But hey.
The Bears.
I'm telling you, man.
I think they're gonna have a win.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see the Bears falling off.
I don't know though. I think NFC North one of the hottest divisions in football right now.
I don't see falling. What he really is that receiver?
You said what?
They need a bit more. I think that's all they need. They got a running back. I said they need to vamp up the defense and get
right.
receivers.
I think they need to vamp up their offensive plays. They too predictable.
Y'all got a good coach coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So the thing is that everybody strip mine Detroit. So that's the thing. Detroit got strip mine.
Yeah.
Like completely throughout the whole board. Like they have been stripped of everything. I'm like, man, they've been stripped. Y'all is straight stripped.
For them. I don't think they gonna. I think that shit dead for real.
What, Detroit?
Yeah.
It might be, but the coaching staff got stripped down. Like, oh man, Campbell gonna have to rebuild. He still got the horses. Now it's just that their problem is everybody got hurt in the playoffs.
Nah,
so
but
they running backs. So that's what did Detroit in. And they was winning in spite of it, but it's only so far you're gonna go when your players go down like that. That was messed up what happened to him.
Campbell.
Yeah. I thought for sure Detroit was gonna be in the Super Bowl.
Campbell gonna go crazy, man. He gonna start calling them 4th and 5 plays. His pride gonna get in the way.
Oh my goodness, I just learned of this today. All right, bro. I'm gonna have to get up out of here.
All right, G.
I'm already running late, man. Thank y'all for coming up.
Give me some
Appreciate
that.
All right, see.
All right, y'all.
See y'all later, man.
All right.